Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here's a number to remember. 2 billion. 2 billion future leaders are waiting for our judgment call. 2 billion young minds are looking at our teachings, our lessons, our guidance, our help to illuminate their path, our move, our direction, our choice of conduct. But we, as parents and guardians who work hard to put food on the table and support the family, can only do so much. The least that we can do is to put them in an environment that will nurture their natural inclinations towards positivity and goodness to benefit as many as possible. As protectors of their future, we must equip them with the best of early childhood education to ensure their self-confidence and self-esteem are kept in check as they traverse through the world in their lifetime. We must ensure that inshallah, as these young minds bloom, they can exchange ideas and cause impact to the world. And the key to do this is the mastery of the English language, as it is the language of the world. Most importantly, we must realize that the true potential of a human being can only be realized when he or she connects with his or her creator. Thus, a solid foundation in Islamic education will help kids to grow and love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, follow the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and benefit the world wheresoever they may go. Alhamdulillah, Brainy Bunch Islamic Montessori, the world's #1 brand in Islamic Montessori education, has paved the way to provide children an Islamic Montessori English-speaking environment for the last 11 years across over 100 campuses, starting from Malaysia to Singapore, Indonesia, Gaza, and most recently, Brunei Darussalam. And Alhamdulillah, as of today, we've impacted the lives of almost 10,000 children. But now, our dreams are bigger. We aim to educate millions, maybe even billions of children at a time. But we don't want to do it alone. We want to do it with you. We now offer you the opportunity to join us as franchisees of Brainy Bunch Islamic Montessori, where you can directly impact and change the lives of children in your community for the better. Together, we can provide the best solution that the world will ever need, a good future led by good leaders of tomorrow. But these leaders need us now, as they are still the children of today. Together, we can develop the Ummah. Together, 2 billion future leaders and more will benefit from our efforts, inshallah. Amin ya Rab. Click the link below to join us in this effort. Jazakallahu khairan kathiran. See you later, inshallah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious, the most merciful. Good evening and welcome to another FB live session. And my name is Auntie Charisma, and a special shout out to all our parents, students, teachers, and staff of Brainy Bunch who are here to listen to our sharing session tonight. Now, I will not be alone as I am joined by none other than Auntie Hannah, one of our division managers in Brainy Bunch. Hello, Auntie Hannah.
Hai, Assalamualaikum Auntie Karisma.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All the way from Johor, is it?
Yes, it is. How are you, Auntie?
Alhamdulillah. And this is a very good way to be in touch with you, even though we are far from each
Yes,
other. At least we have this session together
correct.
tonight. Now, I would
Yes.
like you to introduce yourself to our viewers tonight.
Oh, okay. Assalamualaikum everyone. To all parents and teachers. My name is Auntie Hannah. I am one of the division manager of Brainy Bunch, and I have been working with Brainy Bunch around 8 years, and I'm handling Southern region campuses for Johor and Malacca.
Wow. Yes. So if you want to visit our Johor campuses, please give Auntie Hannah a buzz. And she will make the arrangements.
Inshallah.
Inshallah,
So as
yes.
for additional info as well, we have been uh, I mean what we opened another one branch at Bandar Penawa. So we just opened on November 2022 last year.
Oh.
So if any parents that doesn't know regards on that, so you can just reach out our new campus. You can reach our website as well, so that you can know further about us, about Brainy Bunch.
All right. Let's give a shout out to Auntie Ika Razman. She's saying, "Yay! Hi, Auntie Hannah." She's excited, of course.
Of course.
Okay, so our discussion tonight is to know more about the target plan set for our children in preschool.
Yes, that's right, Auntie Charisma. And I know a lot of our preschool parents were asking about this during the parents teachers meeting that we've been handling. I think like last week, Auntie.
Mm-mm. So it's an ongoing thing, right? Because it depends on the campus schedule, right?
Yes,
So
correct.
we've been doing this since last week. I know it's like done on Saturdays. So
Yes.
maybe there will be campuses who will be doing their parents teachers meeting this week and maybe the next weeks ahead. So, we are going to try our best to answer your questions. So please do not hesitate to type your questions on the comment box below. And tonight we have in Brainy Bunch we have set the strategic plan for all ages per subjects, and this is based on quarterly basis. As I have been mentioning, we follow the child's pace. So why do we have a target plan when you are following the child's pace? Now this is to set the goal for mastery, which is very important to our children because as you all know that we are teaching our children from 2 to 6 years old. So this builds the foundation of whatever they will be using in the future, inshallah. Now I would like to just have a short brief on why or how did Montessori started this. Now, Dr. Montessori she was a woman who defied the odds and became the first female doctor in Italy. She was an expert in early childhood development, and her research proved that children under 6 years of age flourished in a supportive environment that embraced diversity and allowed children to learn by exploring. That's why we do not stop the children from learning, okay? They are learning through hands on by experience. So allow your children to explore. Now, Dr. Montessori introduced children to sensory stimulating materials and toys, and they learned through specific playful exercises. Right, Hannah?
Yes, correct, Auntie Charisma. And the Montessori itself, it has the classroom allow them to foster friendships, learn and develop critical thinking skills, so that we want the children in Montessori programs to be set up for long-term educational success, and we want our children to build self-confidence, good habit, love of learning, working well with others in the classroom itself.
True. And I do believe that the first thing that we should teach our students, our children, is the love of learning. Without the love of learning, children will just be stagnant. They will not be pushing themselves also, right? To explore whatever is shown to them or introduced to them. And then it's true that we build the child's self-confidence, good habits, because we teach them the right manners, right? And the right conduct. How do they act in a certain situations? We do role playing, right?
Yes,
In our
Auntie.
in our activities, and I think children, they really like to do all these activities that we have
Correct.
in our school. Now,
Correct.
as our topic is about target, right? I would like to tell you that target is an indicator established to determine how successfully you are achieving an objective. Okay. Now, in Brainy Bunch, we have set such targets of the children to achieve based on the SPICE framework. SPICE. This is not the one that you put in your cooking or the one that to add
Don't
up flavor
misunderstand.
to add up
Spice.
flavor. But I think, yeah, this can be an add up flavor to
Yes,
education, right?
correct.
So we call it SPICE framework, SPICE, which stands for S, spiritual, P for physical, I for intellectual, C for creative, and E for emotional.
Yes, correct, Auntie. So maybe I can start with S itself.
Yes.
S is stand for spiritual, and under this we have under spiritual itself we have ibadah, sirah, akhlak, solat, and hafazan. And for parents information as well for everyone that in this room. So
Mm-hmm.
in Brainy Bunch for spiritual we have like solat audit. For example,
Mm-mm.
solat audit lah. Okay, in school. So basically solat what is parents maybe parents keep asking what is solat audit actually, Auntie. So basically in Brainy Bunch we do have our own KPI. Okay, so the teacher will update the KPI itself like every week. So for the solar audit itself, we measure or we see the capability of the children itself. So for example, we put one. We have ratio from 1 to 5. So which is 1 is for the beginner. For example, the beginner means the children cannot not be able to recite or not be able to do anything, any solat movement at all. Okay, compared to the number 5. I mean, means that number 5, the children itself can do solat by their own self. They can recite Al Fatiha very well. They can do every movement, every single movement in Solat by their own self. Correct, Auntie Karisma?
Yes, correct. And it will amaze you how the children learn
Yes,
this at a young age. And, when we have our graduation and the children, even play school children, they recite surahs that we give them. They memorize, even though they will just mention the last few words of the surah, it will melt your heart. That will always
yes.
make my heart melt. And I'm
I
like,
think
if I am not the MC, I will be crying at the back of the stage.
yes. I think like every session we saw the children doing that, even Al Fatiha. I think at the young age of 2 years old, I am not
Mm-mm.
able to recite Al Fatiha itself. I think Al Fatiha it's a big surah. I mean it's hard surah to memorize,
Yes.
to recite during that age, is it? So I
Yes.
think that was very amazing for the young age. So other than that, we also provide like every week we have a hadith and
Mm-hmm.
memorization of surah.
Mm-mm.
So all the children need to memorize and understand the surah itself, and also for the hadith. For example, I think if I'm not mistaken, for the last week we have hadith for cleanliness. So
Mm-mm.
when I go to the campus, it shows that the children are we can see the struggling at first, but
Mm-mm.
then they are understand what they are reciting for, and also they
Mm-mm.
are understand after. I mean, we can see the different from the first we saw that we teach them that they doesn't know anything at all, and after that they can recite by their own self, Auntie. So that was very what you call that, amazing. I mean, for me, it is very amazing for the children at the age can recite hadith already. Even me, I think I know everything. I don't know. I don't even remember at all. But not at
Mm-mm.
that age. So
Mm-mm.
it is so I mean, it is so amazing for them to understand and learn that hadith, is it? So same goes to surah. I
Mm-mm.
mean, maybe we as a we as an adult, maybe we think that surah Al Fatiha or maybe surah Al Ikhlas is a simple surah, but not at that young age. I mean, it's
Mm-mm.
hard for them, but believe believe me that at the end of the day, they will know a lot of surah before they end the school. I mean, before they end the end at the end of the school, at the end of the year. So they
Mm-mm.
will know a lot of surah, and they will like recite any surah. Then what we ask for, they know already. So I think an achievement and satisfaction from teachers itself. And
Mm-mm.
what teach before, and now the children already understand and can recite by their own self.
Mashallah. And you know what is a good thing is that because we in Brainy Bunch we teach Islam as a way of life. And when they see the teachers do it, recite it, children, they tend to follow what the adults are doing. And I can attest that some children will be correcting their parents like, the ground rules that we teach them, they will be telling it to their parents, or whatever hadith they're learning for the day or
Yes.
that week. Definitely the children will be sharing it with their parents. So I would
Even
like to
for the
give
simple one, even for the simple
yes,
one,
yes,
don't forget
exactly.
to recite doa before eating. Right?
Yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm so that is one of the I mean, some of the parents giving feedback for
Uh-uh.
something that they really, really, auntie, my child know already reciting surah before entering toilet and
Yes.
after taking wudu, something like that. So that is the achievement that we can see. And maybe parents, you can share with all of us and with the
Yes.
teachers itself what are the
True. Mm-mm.
achievement and what your child doing at home, and maybe you can share with us so that we can see their achievement, I mean, step by step, is it?
Mm-mm, correct. And I think, yeah, when the parents can share it to the teachers, at least we know that they are really, learning from their experience in school. And as what we've mentioned, we want them to practice this as their way of life. And not only our spiritual, but as we've mentioned, that we are using our SPICE framework, right? Let's just give a shout out to our parents. Maybe you can read who is here. If you are here, you are our parents. Please do not hesitate to type in your questions, or you can just give your greetings to us. Assalamu alaikum, Auntie from Kasana, Puan Kasana Noor. Thank you so much. If you have anything that you would like to share, please type it there at the comment box. Now, this moving forward, not only Solat audit, we also have our Solat camp, and this is good activity for our 6 years old, right? Before they leave Brainy Bunch, they will be able to experience Solat camp.
Yes. So they
And
will
of course, we
experience a
also
lot of
have
things.
3 times of solat if you are in a full day, right? What are
Yes,
these solats that they will be learning?
they will be learning from in the morning. They will be learning Solat Duha, and then Solat Zuhur, Solat Asa. If the
Uh,
if the children are staying until full day, but like for Solat Duha itself, we do it like every single day. So
yes.
regular students children and also staff and full day will
Okay.
joining doing Salat Duha.
Mashallah. And not only that, they know how to lay the mats, they know how to fold the mats, they give salam to their friends after praying. It will really melt your heart if you will see the scenario in school. You will be like, mashallah, we're teaching these children and we're trying to mold them in the right path, inshallah. Now let's move forward to the letter P, which is our physical. And our main goal is for them to develop coordination, endurance, flexibility, and strength, especially with our play school where they need balance and stability. We have activities that will help them improve their walking ability. Some of them, they just walk and then fall because they're still they don't have the balance yet. Imagine 2 years old. This is just the start of them walking, and suddenly they're already in school. But our students learn to walk on the line with different activities, like they will be holding a bell, they will be carrying a glass of water or rods. There's a lot of things that they learn in school.
Yes, Auntie, and we also have our physical exercises every morning during the assembly, and these aim to increase their muscle control and increase range of motion. We also try to correct their posture, especially when they are doing activities. And sometimes the children will request more. Auntie, I want some more. Auntie, I want more.
Yes. They really like this kind of activities. And
Yes,
I've been visiting campuses, and what I can say is that our play school, they really have fun during assembly. They jump around, they just, like, let it all out. It's for me to have
yes,
fun in school. That's why I think some of our children, they don't even want to go back home. True or not?
yes. True. True or not, parents? Even the first day of the school, when they enter with crying and everything, once we play the music, they feel like,
Yes.
okay,
Oh,
dance first.
okay.
Then after that, I continue cry.
Correct. They're so adorable, right? Okay. We have from Juan Ira Hassan. Is it? Can you help me read?
Assalamualaikum. Alhamdulillah, I sent my second child to BB because I believe BB can train my child to be the best Muslim. Alhamdulillah, Masya
Alhamdulillah.
Allah.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for the
much.
comment. This will melt our hearts. Later, we will
Yes,
be crying after this. No, no, because it's like the hard work that our teachers are doing. Not only our teachers, but the whole Brainy Bunch family. We really strive to give you the best, right?
and thank
From
you for trusting
Yes,
us.
thank you. Correct. Thank you for believing in us, that
Yes,
we can help your child to be the best Muslim, inshallah.
inshallah.
Okay. So, yeah, when we are having our assembly, children are having fun. And after that, of course, they need to cool down. And then we need to continue on with their classes, which will reflect on the intellectual part of the framework of our education. So, let's talk about different subjects. So, let's start with language. Now, for our play school, since we are talking about target, the target is for them to be introduced to the initial sounds and build their vocabulary. So I would like to suggest, dear parents who are watching this, who are here listening right now, do not teach your child ABC. Instead, teach the child the sounds of the alphabet. Because that is how we will teach them in school. At least there will be continuity at home, and when the child masters all the sounds of the alphabet. That is the beginning of blending the sounds together, and they will be able to read words eventually. Now, we also, I have mentioned this many times since I've been here in the live session for how many times? I think over 10 times already. Now, I've been mentioning this to teachers and parents to do not talk to your children like a, like baby talk. And you try to change the enunciation, the intonation of words. Okay, if the word is hippopot wait, hippopotamus. Okay, so if the word is hippopotamus, say it as it's hippopotamus. Don't say it hippo. Do not cut words so that they will be able to say it. Even though the children, like for example, our play school, our toddlers, they will just say tamus. It's okay. But you, as the adult, do not cut the words. Say it as it is. Even if the word is magnanimous or bombastic, you have to say it. Now, we teach children different kinds of shapes. Like we have curvilinear triangle, we have the quadrifold, the pentagons, hexagons, nonagons, decagons. We teach all these terminologies, and we do not change the word or how it's pronounced. We do not baby talk our children because they will be used to that. And that
Yes.
is the language that they will be using in the future. So you need to be careful in like talking to your children. Baby talk, you can be like, come baby, I want to kiss you, then okay, fine. Baby talk, what I mean is when you change the pronunciation of words just for you to think that your child, you assume that your child will not be able to say it in the future. You need to stop that. You need to say the words clearly as you are talking to an adult. Don't treat them as, like,
Yes.
uh, this is in terms of language. Don't mistake me in terms of emotional. That is very different. Okay. Now we are talking about language, right, Hannah?
Yes, anti charisma. That's correct, and I agree with that because our teacher are trained on how to talk to our children in school. So for our 4 years old, their target is to be able to master sounding and finish Pink series by the end of the year. When we say Pink series, these are three-letter phonetics words. Then let me give you an example. For example, bag. Bag is read as b, a, bag, bag. And when sounds are blended together, words are formed.
Yes, true. So, as we have mentioned, if your child mastered the sounds of the alphabet first, it will be very easy for your child to read. So you need to help us with these parents. Of course, it's not only the teachers who will be imparting knowledge to your children. When you're riding a car, for example, and you see the plate number, there are letters. Okay, can you tell me the sound of the first letter? Simple as that. Activities
Yes,
that will make you have fun together, involve yourself through this. For example, their diapers or their milk. For example, ask them if they can recognize letters. You may be
letters.
shocked that they know the sounds of the letters. So
Yes,
do not teach
correct.
letter, the sounds of the letters. Now, for our 5 years old, our target is for them to finish Blue series. Okay. Now, what are Blue series? These are words with blends. Okay. Blends are combinations of a combination of consonants, and they're also longer phonetic words. Now, let me give you an example of blends. Consonants. So, for example, C and L together. What are the words? Clap, clam, clog, PR, print, pram, press. So these are the words with blends or CK, for example, at the end of the word, like socks, clock, tick, talk. So there are a lot of things that we teach our children. So we are divided into this different series. So again, pink are the three-letter phonetic words. Now for blue series, these are the longer phonetic words, and these are blends. Okay.
Blended.
And for our 6 years old, of course, our target is for them to reach green series, which talks I mean words with diphthongs and digraphs. Now these are sounds formed by the combination of two vowels in a single syllable. All right? Which are sounds begin with a vowel and moves towards another. So let me give you an example of words with diphthongs and digraphs. For example, A and I. Okay? Rain, train, nail, pale. We do not enunciate it word per word. I mean, letter per letter. Instead, we read A and I as one sound A, isn't
Okay.
it? So
Yeah.
we do not read rain as rain. Correct or not? So that is no
Correct.
longer phonetic, but it is called diphthongs and digraphs. So if you want to learn more about this, you can just message me more. Sorry, if we can go along. I do my trainings right with the teachers. So this is how we train our teachers to also learn how to teach the children later on. Okay, now besides the pink, blue, and green, what else do we teach in language?
Okay, Auntie Karisma, we also have set our target for Arabic, Bahasa, and Mandarin, even writing skill. So children are aware of upper and lower case letters until they can be introduced to cursive writing.
Cursive writing, they will be introduced that when they reach elementary. And not
Yes.
all, I think, has been introduced to cursive writing anymore. So I think this is a good way for our children to learn cursive, you know. Since we have four languages, you know, we have English, we have the Arabic, Bahasa, and Mandarin. We all have set different targets for these subjects. Okay. Now let's move on to another subject, which is the mathematics. This is where children are taught numbers first than numerals. So they will be asking you, what is number and what is numeral? What's the difference? Now, numbers are the quantity, while the numerals are the figure or the symbol of the numbers. Okay, so for play school, their target is to master counting at least 1 to 10. We will start with 1 to 5, but if they can finish the entire year or more than 1 to 10, why not, right? So try ways to involve counting in anything that you do. Like, for example, count your fingers, count your toes, body parts, right? Counting their steps on the way to school from the car. When you bring them to the grocery, ask them to count the items that you put inside the cart. Always make them involved. You must involve them, all right?
Yes, correct.
Together, you do these things together, definitely your children will have fun, right? And they
Yes.
will always remember those moments with you, because when we have our circle time, children will always say, "Oh, I went to the grocery with my mom," or "I
Mhm.
went shopping," or "I went this." They will have a lot of stories to tell.
Yes. And Auntie Karisma, for the preschoolers, they are introduced to quantities 1 to 100, decimal systems, and the basic operation, which is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And they are also introduced to patterns, shapes, time, and money. And I think what's most interesting event, I think during market day, which is
Yeah.
the children experience to sell to sell something during market day. I think we have market day last year, is it? I do hope that we can. I think we will do market day every year, inshallah, so that
Inshallah, of course.
we can give opportunity to all the to especially 6 years old children to experience themselves on how to sell something sell. And I think it is very, they are happy to sell when they know already. I mean, at the first when they came to the stalls, they feel like, oh, what I'm going to do, something like
Mm,
that.
mm, mm,
So
mm, mm,
when the crowd already there, when people already start to buying things,
mm,
so
mm.
and they start to play with the money, and they return back the money, uh, it will I they experience, I mean, they feel very
Yes.
excited and happy to doing that activities, is it?
Yes, and it boosts their confidence, you know. And it's not only teaching them about money, it's teaching them social skills as well. So our
Yes,
marketing, it's not only for them to sell or for them to buy things. It's for them to learn how to communicate with different kinds of people who will go to your shop, and how will you be able to entertain, and at an early age, and they experience all of this, definitely they will remember it until they're old
yes,
you know
and they start to do marketing at their own stalls. Let's buy this, let's buy these things,
Correct.
it.
And
And that,
sometimes I know there are parents who will be like, "Oh, where is my scarf?" Suddenly the child already sell it to the
yes,
classmate. So now the market is is an ongoing thing, which is okay. I think entrepreneurship is,
yes,
it's a way of life nowadays, and
yes,
this is what we want them to experience life itself. Okay. And what else are the activities that we can say involves mathematics? Our sports day also, because there's like measurement, how many steps you will be taking, how many
yes,
jumps, there's a lot of activities that revolves around the spice program.
right,
And we also have subjects like sensorial education, where they develop their senses, right? I know parents will be saying that there are five senses. If I ask them how many senses, oh, there's five, but actually there are 10 senses and more. Cultural subjects, excuse me, this includes general knowledge, um like seasons, weather, calendar, day and night, sink and float, transparent and opaque. You will be surprised that, oh, this plastic is transparent or this is opaque. Like, wow. Where did you get that? It's because of these cultural subjects. We also have our biology, where we teach them all the different kinds of fruits, vegetables, tubers, trees, flowers, parts of the plant, a lot of things that we teach them. We also have zoology, where we teach them what are mammals, amphibians, reptiles, what else? Birds, fish, and geography. Of course, what is land, what is water? We have globe in our schools, and history, what happened, the Big Bang Theory. If children can explain it to their parents once they learn that, wow, it will be an amazing activity for the children. We also have our nature table, where we ask and we assign the children to bring something from home. So, for example, things that is dairy product, for example. So you need to bring something from home, so that we can share it with the whole class, the whole entire school, and then they learn terminologies as well.
yes, correct, Auntie. And under creative subjects, we have arts and craft, practical skill, drama, and play. So these are these activities that can foster their imagination and creativity. we do provide them activities that involve coloring, painting, cutting, pasting, DIY, paper folding, and many more. And these activities develop the eye-hand coordination and fine motor skill. And for your information as well, arts and craft and also practical skill will be doing every week, means weekly. We have different, yes, we have different, what we call that, different subject, what we call
Mm-mm,
different things that we're doing weekly.
mm-mm, mm-mm. I know, like, I think you've been like doing mixing of juice in the practical skills. So
Yes.
later on, there will be cooking involved. Little by little, your children. These are for our star and uh,
A full day.
full day, both
Yes.
start and full day
Both. Yes.
classes. Yes, because these
Yes.
are done in the afternoon, right? But for arts
After
and craft,
Zohor.
everyone will be able to do that. Even our play school are doing arts and craft. Even if, when you give them coloring activities and then they color one side only and then they say, "Oh, I am done."
Yes.
Maybe their eyes is like, "Oh, I've colored everything," but they only
Yes.
color a small
So
portion and
stuck,
then they will say, "Okay, I'm done."
stuck at one area only. Stuck at one
Yes.
area with one color and doesn't want to change at all. And
Yeah.
another children and another children will be changing color. Oh, I want this color. I want this color. Keep on changing the color, but it's good for them so that they will experience more on what they are doing during that time. Is it?
Yes, because of course they're using their hands, dexterity, they manipulate the materials that they have. So these are very important because this develops their eye hand coordination and, of course, their fine motor skills. Now, lastly, the aspect of emotional. Right, SPICE. So we are now in E, where our exercises for practical life plays an important part. Now, the social skills, your pouring skills, transferring, open and close, classroom skills, taking care of themselves. These are all involved in our EPL, exercises of practical life, right?
And we mainly focus on teaching the children how to be independent, to be aware of their environment and the people surround them.
Yes. And I think like sense of belonging. That's why we
Yes.
as parents to label
Yes.
because children, they should be able to identify what belongs to them and what doesn't. And being independent, like when they have their own bottle, for example, they should know where to keep it. Our apparatus in the campus, we are teaching them that whenever they get this apparatus at this shelf, you need to put it back where you get them. So I do hope that this is also practiced at home, so that whatever they learn in school is a continuation. There will be continuation at home.
Yes. Inshallah.
And each child is valued as a unique individual. Now, Montessori education recognizes that children learn in different ways and accommodates all learning styles. Now, we all have multiple intelligences. Now, if, for example, there is child A, that when you teach this child, you need to instruct, you need to say verbally, because if not, the child will not be able to learn. Now, child B, for example, you just need to show how it's done and the child gets it. So we all have different learning capacity. So teachers are able to pinpoint how the child will learn. Okay, so students are free to learn at their own pace, and each advancing if he is ready, if he or she has mastered a certain skill. That's the time we will progress to the next apparatus. Of course, with the guidance of our teacher in their individualized learning plan. That's why our hashtag is personalizing education, because of course we have our children um, set as an individual learner while they are doing it as a whole. Okay?
Yes, Auntie. And Auntie Charisma, children who learn in Montessori classroom demonstrate stronger social emotional skills in many areas than children in more traditional environments. Correct or not?
Yes, very true. Um, because I think we teach them to be independent. We
Yes.
give them the opportunity. Um, I've been doing my training with some teachers, and of course, I will always tell them, do not stop the child. When the child spills, for example, or the child mess up, we tend to be stressed. Parents, adults, we tend to be stressed because there's a lot of things that we need to keep or do and stuff like that. Even at home, when your child messes up, do not get angry straight away. you know Give them that opportunity to explore whatever they have at hand,
Yes.
as long as it's not dangerous for them, as long as they will not be hurt. you know give them that, and after, when they are done with that kind of activity, ask them to clean up together. It's not
Correct.
you only who will clean. Involve them. Come, let's clean together. Give them the rag or the tissue, because we are trying to build their character. All right.
Yes,
That's
correct.
why in our classrooms, they have stronger social emotional skills than traditional schools, of course. Now, we also do self correction and self assessment. These are integral part of the Montessori classroom approach. As they mature, students learn to look critically at their work. Sometimes children, when they write at first, when they write letters, they miss out the lines. For them, at first, they will not be bothered. But eventually, when they mature in our school, they will feel like, oh, I can do better. So they will be rubbing it off, and then they will be doing it again, right? So they are self corrective
Yes.
because we make them do it. We make them realize that they can do better than that. you
Yes.
know do not point it out like, look at your handwriting, it's so messy, it's like chicken writing, something like that. You don't have to say that. You need to ask, oh, is your handwriting nice? What can you say?
Yes.
So it's like, oh, I want to look at my handwriting. So the child now is processing like, oh, did I write it correctly, or did I write my letter C correctly, or the other way? So,
Yes.
you know, it's self-corrective.
They
Our
will start,
materials,
and they will start to fix
yes.
it. Right.
Correct. And this is indirectly teaching them that in life, we are going to face a lot of problems in life. And it's now up to you on how you will find solution. So it's all of this indirectly teaching them to be ready, to be prepared for the future. Okay?
Yes, and students are supported to becoming active seekers of knowledge. Teachers provide environments where students have the freedom and the tools to pursue answer to their own questions. Internal satisfaction drives the child's curiosity and interest and result in joyous learning that is sustainable over a lifetime.
Yes, this is very sustainable over a lifetime, because whatever they will be learning at their foundation years, it will be carried forward into their adult years, inshallah.
Yes,
And
inshallah.
dear parents, the main purpose of a Montessori school is to provide a carefully planned, stimulating environment which helps the child develop an excellent foundation for creative learning. And as Dr. Maria Montessori said, the goal of early childhood education should be to activate the child's own natural desire to learn. All right. The education of even a small child, therefore, does not aim at preparing him for school, but for life. And that is what we strive in Brainy Bunch. Thank you so much, Hannah, for
Thank you,
joining me
Auntie
tonight.
Charisma.
I do hope that
Alhamdulillah.
our parents had a very informative night with us. If
Yes,
we have
inshallah.
other comments, we are still free. Maybe another 1 minute if there are comments. If there are none, of course, we are going to end our live session. And again, thank you, Hannah, for joining me. Do you have any other words that you would like to impart to our parents?
To all parents out there, if I and for Bernie Bunch parents itself, if you for me, maybe because you are not in school and you are not seeing your child, how your child learn at school, and how your child are being able to read, to recite, to write at school. You can just reach out our campus manager, you can reach out our teachers, so that we can have you can have well communications with the teachers and campus manager itself. And I think most of the parents are asking for the pictures, right, anti charisma? I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
yes, pictures is pictures, but then maybe you can you want to know more, what are your children doing at school, and what are the target, and what has been they did at school. I mean, what they already master, what they already know more about any subjects that we have in school. So just reach out our teachers, our campus manager, to know more, and do not have hesitation to ask about your children itself.
Yes. All right. So our teachers, our campus managers and division managers, they're very reachable. Okay. So do not hesitate to contact them anytime. You can
Yes.
even message us in our Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and reach out if you want to know more about Brainy Bunch. We are very
Yes.
open. You can even maybe call me as well if you have any
Yes.
other
Yes.
question. I would be glad to help out and answer a few questions that you have.
Entertain you. Yes.
Yes, very much. Entertain you. Okay, thank you again, Hannah. And I do
Okay.
hope that we are going to be back again, inshallah, next
Inshallah.
week for our FB live sharing session here for preschool. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank
Have a
you,
good
Auntie
night. Thank you,
Karisma.
Uncle.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Assalamualaikum.
What is the best education system for the future of our children? Where can I get the best education for my children? When they grow up, will they be a good person and a good Muslim? These are some of the concerns parents have, especially for those with small children. These are also the same questions my wife and I had. From there, the idea of opening a holistic education institute using the Montessori method came to life with Brainy Bunch. The main mission of Brainy Bunch is to train and nurture 1 million children who are obedient to the commandments of Allah and practices the sunnah of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are 5 main things that are nurtured in students of Brainy Bunch. Love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, love of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, love to parents, love of the heaven, love of the ummah. A school that uses the Montessori method is different from a school that uses a traditional method. The Montessori method believes that children do not need to be forced to learn, and this system of education is very fun. With that, students are always motivated to learn. This concept is very suitable with the fitrah of a child which yearns for a positive environment in teaching and learning. Through this method, the potential of a child can be developed and their self-confidence can be improved. Each class has only 15 children. This is to ensure that teachers can give their full attention to students during the teaching and learning session in class. The Montessori method combines 3 age groups in one class, which are 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, until 9-year-olds and beyond. This concept allows all the students to lead and mentor the younger ones. The use of English as a language of instruction during the process of teaching and learning in school is a decision made to master the current world language. We do not give the title teacher, but we use the title auntie and uncle at Brainy Bunch because teachers are a part of our families. The best of man is to one most beneficial to others, a hadith narrated by Muslim. At Brainy Bunch, we believe that each child has a big potential to become someone successful and useful in the future. As parents who love and care for their children's education, we have to find a method and a school that is the best for our children. With a complete education, inshallah, we will be able to produce children who want to be as great as Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Umar al-Khattab, and Abdul Rahman bin Auf, who used their wealth for Islam and the Ummah. 6 qualities of the Sahaba which will be instilled in all students of Brainy Bunch are: faithful towards the Kalimah Tayyibah, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Have khushu' and khudu' in salah. Knowledgeable and practices zikrullah. Praises all Muslims. Performs ibadah with a sincere niyat. Preaches people to Allah and spreads their knowledge. Let's all change for our children's future. Give them a chance to become a preacher of Allah, continuing the work of the prophets, calling people to obey Allah and follow the way of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam through the guidance of the Sahaba and the Salihin. Give the best to your children. Register now at www.brainybunch.com/register.